It is sad that more than 300,000 words are not English based, but written in English until you get to different languages other than English. And yeah, English is a foreign language. Uh, there's different kinds of English. We learned that in college. But then again, I learned that in high school too. It's just the books are not very compatible with all the students. And it depends on the students' uh, different things about the reading, like how many books they read. And I read a library book that talks about tests, no matter what area they're in. I'm like, oh no, here we go with this. And one of them I got right, and I was like, I'm not surprised. But it was one about getting familiar with the text, and I'm like, well, one of the first books I had was a speller. So, yeah, and it's one of those odd spellers where the pictures are hard to get because there is none. So it's like, uh, not every family is gonna possess the right books and understand the value of them. Like my family, they don't understand the value of the other books that I knew about that existed. I just had to find the right ones and find the right place to start. And I'm like, oh no, I had to go the hard way with it. And I'm like, this is the most challenging part because not everybody does this kind of research. And yeah, this is based off curriculum, not just, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this for fun and then done with it. No. Um, I was taught one thing a while back, and it says don't major in it in anything minor. And I was like, yeah, a lot of people probably need to hear that. Or another one I like is if at first you don't succeed, you're running about average. And I'm like, it's so true. It took, like, they say in a study that it took Thomas Edison over 5,000 times to create the light bulb. Yeah, even though he did get help trying to sell it. And that's another problem too with certain things. Like Benjamin Franklin, he helped his father run a general store, and like an old fashioned where they had everything, almost everything sold in one store. The only problem I didn't like with that, reading more about that, was his parents' store sold alcohol, which I'm not fucking surprised about those general stores that they would sell that there. And I was like, with all the negativity of alcohol that people still don't realize, it's like, yeah. Anyway, but these books are more detail oriented about the person, the beginning of the career and before. Like Benjamin Franklin, he invented over 6 things. Yeah, and it says in the book, if you buy different books, you learn different ways that they introduce the text, which is best, especially for someone like me, because it's like then I can figure out which text to uh, that I would validate more than validate less. And yeah, and this is a study that most parents, some do, but not to this degree because they're just beginning at a beginning level of it. And there's some that they combine all the subjects in one. And I'm like, yeah, work on those, but try not to rush all of it if you do that. Yeah, like have the kid work on it like a few. Yeah, depending on the child's needs, that's another thing too, because some children, they might need longer on it. So give them time to actually do it and not just, like if it takes more than an hour, separate the time, like do it for 15 minutes or 30 minutes. If they don't do it, do something that they know how to do, and then they can go back to it. That's usually what I do because I have a funny way doing that when I first started.